Pfizer stock, PFE, has long been an investor favorite as the company has a very wide economic moat, pays a stable and relatively high dividend. And in its most recent earnings report, it actually beat economic forecasts as the coronavirus vaccine trial enters its final stage. But overall, Pfizer's sales actually fell last quarter because of the increased competition in its generic drug business. Now, while many Wall Street analysts are currently very bullish on Pfizer, if you're looking for growth, I have reasons to believe that you'd be better off waiting until it reaches a specific price that I'm going to reveal at the end of this video. However, some investors should actually consider buying it before Thursday, July 30th. Why? I'm going to give you my quick reasons after this short intro as I analyze the Pfizer stock from 5 points of my signature Invest Diva Diamond Analysis, or the IDDA, which analyzes any asset from 5 points: fundamentals, technicals, market sentiment, risk assessment, and overall how it can fit within your portfolio. We're going to cue in the intro, and while we do that, head over to the comment section and tell me if you're looking at Pfizer for dividend payments or for capital gains. We're going to cue in the intro and let's go! Hey guys, I'm Kiana Danial, a four-time author and actually a best-selling author right now, and the founder of the Invest Diva movement, the march to jump on in order to take control of your financial future and to make your money work for you. I analyze tens of assets per week for our premium investing group, or the PIG members. So if you'd like to learn how you can get a 3 months free membership to the PIG, open up a new browser and register your seat for my masterclass by going to learn.investdiva.com/yes. Then come back here and let's get to the Pfizer stock analysis. On Tuesday, July 28, 2020, we found out that Pfizer reported growth in its biopharma division in the latest quarter, but overall sales fell in the midst of the increased competition in its generic drug business. Pfizer is one of the world's largest pharmaceutical firms, and it spends a leading amount on research and development, close to $8 billion annually. Pfizer's market cap is currently at $217 billion according to Yahoo Finance. It pays a dividend yield of 4.05%, which is relatively high, and its ex-dividend date is on July 30th, 2020. So if you'd like to get paid Pfizer's dividend this quarter, you must buy its shares before July 30th, which is July 20th. So if you're watching this video after July 29th, then you'd want to stay on this video to see what is the next best price to buy Pfizer and whether or not it's actually suitable for you. Even if you are looking for dividend payments, you might consider watching till the end, because you could buy some Pfizer shares before July 29th and then set buy limit orders at better prices that I'm going to talk about in a little bit. Also noteworthy is that Pfizer's international sales makes up 50% of its total sales. Now let's get to market sentiment. Morningstar gives Pfizer a 4-star, and it thinks that its fair value is at 42.50%. Benzinga's market sentiment is mainly bearish, while on Seeking Alpha, we have people from neutral to bullish to very bullish. We don't have bears here, but as you can see, we have people all over the place when it comes to Pfizer at this price point. Another thing worthy to mention is this 3-year-old telehealth startup, Roe, who has pounced on Pfizer's patents once they expired, and they just raised a fresh $200 million in funding, bringing its valuation to $1.5 billion. This could be considered a baby unicorn, and it could potentially become a Pfizer competition once they go public, especially since they have managed to make men's hair loss supplements and erectile dysfunction meds sexy by incorporating 3 major trends: Number one, everything is delivered, so you don't have to pick up those Viagra or STD pills in person. Number two, they got very trendy packaging. And number three, you can get prescriptions via online doctor consultation and follow up with your MD via in-app text. So keep that in mind. Obviously, this would not impact Pfizer in the medium or short term, but keep that in mind for the long term. Now let's move on from Row Unicorn. And here's what the bears and the bulls say about Pfizer today. Pfizer's fans say that Pfizer's pipeline productivity is improving with several successful recent drug launches. They also mentioned that the stock supports a dividend yield of over 3%, well, 4% today, and we expect a steady cash flow to support the dividend. And Pfizer's decision to divest its off-patent divisions could actually result in a faster growing innovative company ecosystem. Now, the non-fans say that the past aggressive cost cutting in research and development could actually hurt Pfizer's long-term prospects given the importance of continued investment into innovation and R&D. Although Pfizer still is one of the largest R&D in healthcare, but bears say it's not enough. And also, they say that although the company is through its worst the patent cliff, it still faces a recent major patent loss with Lyrica in 2019-2020. Last but not least, they say several of Pfizer's late-stage pipeline drugs are entering crowd markets that may limit share gains due to the delayed entry. Now that we've got the first 2 points of the Invest Diva Diamond Analysis, let's get down to technicals and see the price action. So I actually covered Pfizer for our premium investing group members back in May. That was the last time. We had some buy limit orders that already went through. Now, looking at Pfizer on the weekly chart, we can see that it used to be a growth company until it hit a barrier right below 50, and then it reached a low during the 2008 market crash, and then it started to slowly but surely make up for it. This is one of the few growth stocks that has not yet been able to completely erase the losses from its all-time high levels in the past 20 years. And if you look at it from a very long-term point of view, you might even notice a potential formation of a double top bearish reversal chart pattern. This is very long-term, and it may or may not be valid anymore, but it's something to keep in mind. In the most recent highs right before the COVID-19 pandemic hit, it wasn't able to even reach the all-time high levels of 50 and created a lower high, and then it dropped, obviously due to coronavirus. Zooming in, and for those bulls who would consider the latest dropback simply due to coronavirus, then we could expect the price to actually go higher in the long term. However, again, here we can see that this level at 39 has created a very solid resistance level for Pfizer. And normally we expect a rush of buyings before and after the earnings date and right before the dividend payment date, which is, well, today, July 28th, that I'm analyzing this video. And if we don't see a confirmation above the 39 level price point, then there is a good chance that we could see Pfizer to drop to at least 35. Why did I select this level? A few reasons. First of all, this falls at a previous support level. It also falls at a 38% Fibonacci retracement level, which traces Pfizer's stock price from the recent highs to the recent lows at 27. Last but not least, this level falls exactly on the upper band of the daily Ichimoku cloud. For those of you who don't know, this is the Ichimoku cloud. I've written a book about it, and when the price is this choppy and is dancing around the Ichimoku cloud and it breaks above it as it did on July 17th, we expect it to have a temporary pullback towards at least 35. Now, the future cloud is bullish. And another medium-term observation is this potential angled double bottom chart pattern. So what am I saying? If you're looking to get into Pfizer solely for dividend payments, you should buy it before July 29th. If that is today for you, then you might want to consider buying it right now today. But if you don't, if you're watching this video after July 29th, then you might want to set buy limit orders at 35 and the next support level at 32. Or if you want to be safe and don't miss out, you can actually set it at 33. There is a zone between 32 to 33. If you're looking for growth, you could then consider taking profit at 44 or 46. But if you're the type of investor who doesn't want to take profit within a year for tax purposes, then you might consider holding it long term. As I always insist, no investment strategy is a one-size-fits-all, and investment strategies should fit your unique portfolio, your unique risk tolerance, financial goals, and current financial situation. My strategy may not be suitable for you. I will tell you what I did. I already bought Pfizer at the lower prices, and I actually just bought some on July 28th as well, but I'm setting buy limit orders at the limit orders that I just mentioned. But this strategy may not be suitable for you. First of all, because maybe Pfizer may be too risky for you. It is very volatile. It has not been able to even get back to its all-time high levels. If you're somebody with a higher risk tolerance who'd prefer to invest in a growth stock that is currently undervalued, then again, Pfizer may not be the right fit for you. If you're a person who does not care about dividend payments and wants to go all in, higher risk stocks that provide a potential of a massive return in the long term, then again, Pfizer may not be the right stock for you. Another thing to consider is if you already have healthcare stocks in your portfolio and you don't want to overexpose your portfolio to healthcare pharmaceutical assets. That makes it for my quick IDDA analysis for the Pfizer stock. Now I'd love to hear from you. What do you think? Do you think Pfizer is the right asset for your portfolio today? And if it is, are you going to buy on July 29th or are you going to wait for it to reach select buy limit orders? And if you are going to buy, are you going to hold on to it long term or are you going to take a profit at the all-time high levels? I would really love to hear from you. So go ahead to the comment section and let me know. As always, thank you so much, you guys, for joining. If you loved this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends and people and family. If they are not into stocks, they should get into stock investing. So what you want to do is to send them my masterclass, learn.investdiva.com/yes. Get them to attend my masterclass, get them involved in investing, because everyone and anyone must start investing today. Because as I say, the best time to start investing was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. I analyze stocks every single week, so make sure that when you subscribe to my YouTube channel, you hit that bell notification button so that you don't miss out on some of my timely analysis like this one. I can't wait to see you in the Invest Diva movement. And remember that the only path to true wealth is by making your money work for you.
Da, da, da.